like this, recycling your New Year resolution year after year and you rarely get results, then this video is for you. Hey, welcome everyone. This is Salam from salamcareers.com. I share content for recent graduates and young professionals to help them succeed in their careers. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. So 2020 is almost over and you might be writing your 2021 resolution or plan for the year, and you might be wondering why so many people achieve their goals and their resolutions and I don't. First things first, if you write your New Year resolution in 10 to 15 minutes, there is a high chance you will not achieve it. If you write it just like goals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is more like a wish list. It's not like a resolution. Remember that you are planning for the next year, the next 12 months or 365 days. That's a lot of time, and you better spend some time writing your goals instead of just listing down 3 or 5 goals and then hope that you will achieve them some way. There is a methodology I learned in project management called work breakdown structure, or WBS. Essentially, it's about breaking down the project you're working on into small, manageable tasks. Each has its own objective, process, and deadline. Achieving all those tasks combined will eventually achieve your goal or your project. So say the project is constructing a building. So it will be broken down into small, manageable tasks, and we'll be focusing on them one at a time. We'll be focusing on building the foundation first, and then the building skeleton, and then the mechanical and the electrical, followed by the building envelope, and then the interior finish, and finally you get your project done or the building. And you can apply the same principle towards your New Year resolution. So spend some time doing this. Make sure that you break down your goal into small, manageable tasks and focus on doing them one at a time. Let me give you an example from my own personal experience. Junior year, university. I was in the United Arab Emirates and I wanted to get into a master's degree program that is in Canada and get a scholarship for it. So that's a big ambitious goal. I want to get a master's degree program in Canada with a scholarship and don't pay for tuition. So if I think about it as an objective, it's a very big thing to do. And if I just think about it from an objective perspective, I might not be able to do it. So I decided to break it down into small, manageable tasks and focus on them one task at a time. So first thing is, I prepared myself. In my mind, my mindset was, this is a long-term objective. It's gonna take me 6 to 12 months to achieve it. So once I had this idea settled down in my mind, I started focusing on achieving the tasks one at a time. So let's break it down into tasks. My tasks at the time were, I have to find the university to apply for. I need to find one person in my network who can help me get that scholarship. I need to build a relationship with that person if I don't have that relationship established yet. I need to apply for the university. I need to get my study permit, and I need to ask for that recommendation. 6 tasks, I need to focus on them one at a time. But remember, each one of them has to have its own objective, process, and deadline. So for the first one, my objective was to find a university to apply for. The process is to use Google search and the school websites. And my deadline was 2 weeks. I focused on that. I didn't think about anything else. I was only doing this for 2 weeks and I had my list, 10 or 15 universities. Then the second point was to find someone in my network who can help me get that recommendation. So that's the objective. The process is to know the background of most of the professors I took courses with, and also getting to know where the alumni from my university went to. I started to filter down the people who went to Canada because I was planning to go there. And my deadline for that task was about 2 to 3 weeks. I focused on doing this and I came down to have a very short list of people. Combined with the number of universities I have shortlisted, I ended up with 2 people and just 2 universities to focus on. The third point was to build a relationship with those people. One of them was my friend who already graduated and went to that university, so that relationship was already established. And the other one was a professor in my university. but I didn't have a strong relationship. So that's the objective, is to build the relationship. The process was, I will take a course with that professor, I will make sure that I impress him by getting a high grade, and then for the next semester, I will ask him to do grading or being a teacher assistant with him to build that one-on-one relationship so that he will trust me, he will know that I'm a hardworking person and I want to achieve my goals, and then I will ask him for recommendation. And the deadline for that was 6 months or 2 semesters, one for the course and another one for the teaching assistantship. And during that time, I was focusing on the remainder of the other objectives I wanted to achieve. So the next one was to apply for a university. So the objective was applying for the university. The process is applying through the university website, and the deadline was about 2 weeks or 3 weeks until I get all my papers done. The following one was to get the study permit. And again, the objective is to get the study permit. The process is to do it myself by understanding what's the process, what are the paperwork to be done, and the deadline, because it was a little bit complicated, I did it over 2 to 3 months. Finally, as I was doing these tasks, I already finished my teacher assistantship with my professor, and then I asked him for a recommendation. And he recommended me to that university, and I got my scholarship. And eventually we became friends. Until now we speak, and all that just led into a really great friendship with that professor, which also served me very well in getting my objective to study for free in Canada. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is not to say that I am out of the ordinary. I'm just a regular man. If you look at the tasks that I was doing, each task alone, you will see that anyone can do any of them, and all of them combined led to me achieving my goal. And I believe that if anyone does that, will achieve their own goals. There are so many people following the same process and they are achieving their goals. When you write down your New Year resolution, make sure to break it down into small manageable tasks, and next year focus on doing them one task at a time. And remember that each task has to have its own objective, process, and deadline. Alright, so I was editing this video and I noticed that I forgot to mention 2 points. The first one is always try to have several options in your disposal. Don't only focus on one option. Always try to have at least 3 options, just in case option 1 or option 2 didn't work. You always have an alternative. Don't only focus on one option. The second point is the professor that I was working with, who recommended me to do my master's degree, he actually graduated from the university that I was applying for. He did his own PhD at that university, and that gave me a big advantage. In fact, he recommended me to the professor that he did his own PhD with, which again gave me a big advantage, and I was almost guaranteed it's going to work. And that's why I was focusing mainly on one option. But usually always try to have at least 3 options whenever you are trying to achieve a big objective or a big project. Anyway, I just wanted to share these 2 points with you. Let's get back to the video. And there is a great TED talk by Duneier where he talks about a similar approach. It's really a great video and I recommend you to watch this after you are done with this video. He talks about a similar process, about breaking down your most ambitious goals into small manageable tasks and focus on doing marginal improvements on those small tasks. And if one of your New Year resolution is to find a new job, make sure to check my other videos where I talk about how to have the right mindset when you're searching for a job to keep yourself motivated. And I have another one where I share great strategies for recent graduates on how to find their first job. If you like the content of this video, hit the like button. If you want to stay updated with my recent content uploads, subscribe to the channel and hit the ring bell. And until next time, I wish you all the best.